Welcome to 5 and 5 from One Stop Co-op Shop, where I discuss 5 key elements of a game in about 5 minutes. I'm Michael Kelly, and today we're looking at Unbroken by Ultima Games. Disclaimer's a little weird for this one. It was a review copy for Steve to do a podcast episode, but he passed it along to me, so I guess it's still kind of a review copy. My background with Unbroken is a little odd. I played the print and play back when it was first on Kickstarter, and I did not enjoy it at all. I played it 2 or 3 times and then said, never again, no interest in this game. And with how the Kickstarter turned out, maybe that wasn't a bad decision. But now I've had the chance to play the full production copy quite a bit. Did it make a difference? Did I enjoy it any more? Let's find out and get to the list. My first point is a pro, and that's the theme and flavor text included in the game. First of all, I love the basic concept here, the idea that you are the sole survivor of an adventuring party just trying to claw your way back out of the dungeon or cave system. It's awesome. But add on to that the excellent and totally unnecessary touch of all the flavor text on every card and enemy in the game. These aren't just meaningless snippets, they truly tell a little story that, if you want to take the time to read them, really adds to the immersion and narrative that you build as you play. With number 4, we go to a mix, and that's the Swingy Luck in the game. On the negative side, sometimes the encounter cards you draw just won't give you what you need. Sometimes the enemies you fight will be the exact opposite one that your weapon deals with well. And yes, you can spend time to scout ahead and find out what enemy you're facing, but if they turn out to be a total mismatch, that scouting is not going to help you survive that encounter. Additionally, in the combat itself, you roll a die for the enemy's attack, and higher values tend to do way worse effects than lower values, so you might not get hit at all, you might get smashed over and over again. So you might be asking, why isn't this a full-on con when I usually don't like swinginess? But that's because the game is so fast and because of the roguelike nature of it. At least for me, with these kind of games where you delve into a dungeon and see what crazy things happen, I like when there's a lot of swinginess. I like that some games things will make me groan in agony, or some things will make me triumph with joy because I got lucky. We're back to a pro with number 3, and that's the character classes you choose and also the skill cards you build into as you play. The character classes each have 3 unique abilities, and while they might seem too limited because you only use them a few times per level, they do manage to differentiate the experience quite a bit, making some resources much easier to obtain or really changing up the feel of combat. Then add on the skill cards you earn after each level, giving you wildly different abilities, letting you eat wood instead of food, letting you throw metal at the enemies, making your weapon useless because you have a great alternate attack. With this again being a roguelike, it really adds variety to the experience and to the sort of character you play from game to game. With number 2, we're back to the mix, but it does definitely lean pro, and that's the combat mechanics in the game and the enemies you'll face. Combat is fast and furious. If you prepare correctly, you can sometimes smash the enemy in just 1 or 2 swings. But I love the fact that sometimes combat isn't even necessary. You can trick the enemies to bypass them, a nice little thematic touch in the game. Also, when combat becomes a knockdown, drag-out affair and you have to use actions just to get the resources to finish off the enemy, it can be incredibly tense. And a final positive, I love the variety in the enemies. There's 24 here, and each of them has unique vulnerabilities and special powers. The only reason this isn't a full pro is, like I said before, combat can be a little bit more swingy than I might like. I like the swinginess more in the adventuring than in the combat itself. And also, while the fast and furious nature can be a good thing, the fact that especially level 1 and level 2 enemies often fall in a single round without even getting a chance to do anything can be a little anticlimactic. Like, they have all these cool things going on, you don't even get to see them in action most of the time. But my number 1 is a huge pro, something I really, really love, and it's kind of the core cool mechanic in the game, and that is the exploration and encounter phase. You can watch my playthrough to see this in action, but the basic idea is you're going to draw 2 encounter cards, and you can either pick to encounter one of them, trading one resource for another, or you can rest and recover your effort to be ready for combat. This mechanic is incredibly simple, but so interesting and engaging in the choices it gives you. Just the choice between the 2 cards would be enough, but the additional option to rest really expands out the options in a great strategic way. Add on that you can spend resources to draw more cards and mitigate your luck, that you can scout the enemy, that you have so many uses for time, that you can overextend yourself and get ambushed. It's thematic, it's fun, it's engaging, and for me, even after playing the game over 10 times, it has not felt repetitive. It's still fresh and fun because I get different mixes of cards every time. So overall, I really wish I had written down what my problems with Unbroken were when I played the print and play, because playing the production copy, I've been pretty much blown away by how much fun the solo game is. It's quick, it has great variety, I love the choices in how I build my character and how I deal with the challenges of each level. One Deck Dungeon has been my main go-to for a quick game in the dungeon delving theme, but I think Unbroken is matching it as a quick, fun game in the genre. Unbroken gives me the interesting card choices, One Deck Dungeon gives me the interesting dice puzzling. I won't dive into the controversy of the game, but in terms of design, I think Unbroken is an awesome, awesome effort, and I would love to see more from this designer in the future. Good gaming, everyone, and I'll see you at the next stop.